So that is essentially what SEO is. It's all about improving the quality and quantity of traffic to your website, and then hopefully that will improve revenue as well. And we can do this through keywords. Should I hire an agency? This is another frequently asked question I get. You can. I would advocate it in some ways if you have the resource. However, most people don't. It can cost thousands of pounds every single month to hire an agency, and not all agencies actually do great work. Agency I worked with in the past did really good and actually, gave really good results to their clients, but it cost a lot of money and it's just not always feasible for small business owners. So you've got to kind of weigh up that. So I'm certainly not against it. Is it expensive SEO? Well, in theory, it's not. Unless you're paying someone to do it for you, SEO is just essentially writing content and optimizing that content on your website to try and rank higher on Google. So as long as you've got a website, and obviously there's a cost associated with that, the actual SEO part isn't really going to cost you. Obviously, there's a learning curve, and by going through this course, you are paying to kind of learn this information. So you could argue there's a cost there as well, but in theory, at least, SEO is free. How long will it take? So it's not as simple as simply implementing all these things as we'll talk about in this course and then seeing the next day your results shoot up for all your relevant keywords. It takes time. It takes time for Google to crawl of the URLs on your website, and it takes time for those pages to be indexed as well. So it's not going to happen overnight. Typically, we might expect to see some results within 2 to 3 weeks, but there's a number of factors that go into this. The age of your website being one. If your website is relatively new, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to rank highly for Google straight away. There's a bunch of other factors which we'll talk about later in this section. Is it complicated? Do I need to have any experience in coding or any other skills like that? Not really. So this course is all about trying to simplify and demystify SEO and make it as easy as possible for you to do this work. There is some learning curve. I'm not going to shy away from that. However, you don't need to be experienced in coding. So for example, I can search for content on a website and look at the source code, the HTML code, and get an idea of, okay, can I improve this for SEO? But in terms of actually writing code, being able to understand code, no, it's not really that important for SEO. So you don't need any previous coding experience. And finally, can I set this up and leave it alone? To some degree you can. I think once you've got the fundamentals in place, once you've got a really strong website structure and other bits and pieces we'll discuss later in this course, there are certain elements you can leave alone to some extent. However, SEO and the game of SEO is constantly changing. Google is constantly changing its algorithms, and it means that you can't just kind of do one thing and then hope that will set you up for the next few years. You have to kind of tweak things constantly and constantly be innovating. So even though, the main principles of SEO are probably going to stay the same for the foreseeable future, there will be certain elements which will change, which is why in this course, if there's any major changes to the Google algorithm, I update it in the bonus section of this course. So you will have to probably monitor it, but not, obsessively.